I've got here, you might recognize this. My camera may not.
I remember one of those.
Yeah, remember one of those? Well, the
Yeah.
point is, this actually has some value, right? But today, if I wanted to use this, I would get a lot less than I got a year ago if I went and spent it in the shops, right? And if I took it back 5 years, I could buy a whole lot more. So there's something weird about the fact that over time, the value of this goes down. And when I think about inflation, that's what I actually think about. I think about this is worth less. So you need more of them to buy anything. And of course, that's true whether you're buying a property, whether you're buying shops, food in the shops, etc., etc. So I think that's pretty important to understand. Now, the definition of money is, well, it's about medium of exchange, store of value, etc., all that sort of stuff. But money is also about control. And I was thinking about feudalism and the fact that years ago, you basically worked on the farm or whatever, and if you were lucky, you got a little bit back, right? And actually, nothing has changed. So we have money today, but we're actually still within the same system. It's just that it's a bit more sophisticated now. But actually, we are still having to work within the system of imposed money. That's imposed by the state. And effectively, that also has the taxation element tacked on the back of it, et cetera, et cetera. So money that we have and the money we've been living with for many years is part of state control. That's my first point. My second point is the central bank. Now, the central bank, of course, is ostensibly there to control inflation and to balance inflation and employment. But actually, no, the real purpose of the central bank is actually to ensure that the state is funded. And whatever they say about what they're there, that's actually what they're there for. So it's important to understand that the central bank and the state are absolutely part of the same thing, and it's part of the same construction. And when you start thinking about that and then overlay the next point, which is this, world debt has gone through the roof, right? It's rapidly risen since 1997, and it's 300 trillion plus. And then when you think about that and translate it into liquidity, so the global liquidity is actually chasing all the indices higher. And by the way, that's not just the West, it's also China as well. So if you look at the M1 in China, it's gone up significantly too. And what that tells you is that there is a whole lot more money in the system, liquidity blooming, and that is actually reducing the value of this day in, day out, right? That's the world we live in. And so when people look at the property prices and think, oh, we're wealthy. No. This has been devalued.